broadcast, a ministry of Churches Outreach Network. I'm your host, Denisha Harris, and we're here today with Miss Tiara Bill, who is the prevention specialist at Vidant Medical Center. Very happy to have Tiara with us because we're here to talk about health. We know it's the beginning of the year and everyone has a renewed interest in perhaps making some positive steps in their lives about making themselves healthier. So Tiara is here to talk about some resources to help us in that vein. Is that right?
That is absolutely right.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem.
Awesome. So before we get started in talking about health, we'd like to learn a little bit about you and who you are. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, you've already told everybody my name and my job. I can tell you that before this, I was a 4-H extension agent in Bertie County. That was a very fun job. And before that, I interned in Beaufort County. And before that, I went to school at East Carolina University, and I had several majors. Is that enough personal information, or you want to know more?
No, that's absolutely fine.
Okay.
So you're an ECU pirate, as am I. So
Yes, purple.
gold. So we definitely appreciate you staying in the community and helping the community and being a part of what makes Greenville so great. So thank you. Now, when we think about your role as a prevention specialist, can you tell us why you pursued that role, pursued a career in healthcare?
I, like most people, did not know what I wanted to be when I grew up. I did know that I wanted to help people. That's all I really wanted to do. So at first I was undecided. Then I thought I could be a physical therapist because then those people really need help getting back to who they want to be. Then I discovered that my sciences were not the best. And I went to exercise physiology because they help people on another level and it was science-based. And I do want things to work for people. I don't want to just try. Then I went to health education. I can't remember why, but I ended up in health education and promotion. Now it's just public health. But I went into health education and promotion, and I had an internship at, I can't remember the name of the senior facility, but we had to do service learning hours. And I didn't have a lot to do, but I did help with games and activities there, and I painted nails. And I just liked helping those people. And they did need other things that I wasn't qualified to do. I wasn't a nurse, but I just liked being out there and helping the community in the service projects that were required, and already had a lot of credits in health. And I like to believe I was very healthy. And so it really just fit perfectly.
That's wonderful. So one thing that we know is really important is those individuals who go into the healthcare field, we definitely want them to have a passion for what they do and truly love to help others. So we're glad again to have you in the field.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So tell us about your role at Vidant as a health prevention specialist.
Health prevention specialist is a bit wordy, so I usually break it down because people say, what are you preventing? And then that goes into another long drawn out answer. So what I really do is I coordinate health education programs for Pitt County. And that those are evidence-based interventions, and my job is also to assist with the coordination of a community group called Pitt Partners for Health. So that's the other part of my job. And I have a very specific grant job as well. So I'm kind of three things. I'm Vidant, I'm Healthy People, Healthy Carolinas, and I'm also Pitt Partners for Health. And I use all of those resources as well as any community resources to implement health education programs.
Okay. So you mentioned two organizations that you're working with. One was Pitt Partnerships for Health, I believe.
Yes, Pitt Partners for Health.
Pitt Partners for Health. Great. And so Pitt Partners for Health, I know, is in some ways integrated into Churches Outreach Network with Pastor Rodney Coles. Can you describe what Pitt Partners for Health does and their relationship with CON?
Yes. Pastor Coles is great. He's everywhere doing everything. He's like a community champion, and he serves as a community member or community representative on the steering committee for Pitt Partners for Health, because it's steering and then it's the general committee, so we can have a very organized effort to implement programs. Pitt Partners has been around for 23 years, maybe coming up on 24. This year it was started by my actual boss now, Catherine Nelson, and Dr. John Morrow, who is recently retired, we will miss him, and several others in the community that are still working. So it started by them, and our mission is to improve the population health of Pitt County through coalition building and partnership. So it's really a coming together of a lot of different resources and a lot of different people from different areas, because health doesn't just touch, one group. It's not just walking. It's so much more. It's mental, it's physical, it's substance abuse issues, it's food, it's access to care, and all those people are involved in Pitt Partners for Health.
Wonderful. So when I think about Churches Outreach Network, I know one of the programs that we have under our umbrella is No Excuses, trying to get folks more involved in being proactive in their health and really taking an active role in being a healthier person. So Pastor Coles being on that steering committee or in that committee is very helpful in furthering our mission to making sure that everyone is involved and active in their health. And so we started out the program talking about this new year and how this is always a great opportunity for folks to refocus or to reinvigorate their passion for their health and being proactive in their health. So can you tell us a little bit about why we should be concerned about health? Because we know we hear it all the time. We hear about, why we should be healthy and some of the things that we can do to be healthy. But sometimes our perspective needs to change about health. So help us think about health in a different perspective. I love the way you talk about it. So I'll give you the floor.
What I usually just say is that it's a lifestyle change. And the best time to make any changes regarding your life is always right now. So health it's not this far off thing that you have to chase after. It really is a lifestyle. It's an everyday effort to live your best life, if I can. I know people will say, well, you have to die of something, but you don't think about how you'll die when it comes to health. You think about how you can live. The best way that you can live. Do you want to be able to, play with your kids? Do you want to be able to play with your grandkids? And how you live in your life right now will affect that. How fast do you need to get up in the morning? Are your joints stiff? Are you walking? Are your muscles strong? Can you make that walk to the parking lot? If you have to park far away on Christmas, can you do that? You want to be able to live your life fully, to hang out with friends, to, if you want to have a healthy snack, great, but if you end up stopping by some place that's not as unhealthy, I won't name any names. If a place is not as healthy, if you want to stop by there, then maybe you can afford to do that because you've been living a very healthy lifestyle. So it's more than, planning for death. It's planning for life, drinking enough water, eating fruits and vegetables. Those are the basic messages that people are beat down with, and you hear them forever because they work. They work. That recipe doesn't change. You need fruits, you need vegetables, you need physical activity, you need water. Those are the basics, and they don't change because they really do work. And you can start small. I hope I'm not skipping around.
No, absolutely, you're fine.
But you can start small. So there's always this big health message. You mentioned 2019 goals. I want to say about 80% of people are usually falling off at about the end of February or beginning of February, really. People have stopped, and it's not because they didn't want to change. I'm not guilt tripping anyone. People really do want to change, but they make really large changes. But again, that's not what health is. It's like an accumulation of all the small changes that you can make to be healthy. So you don't have to say, I'm going to start going to the gym 5 days a week. I'm going to rest on Saturday and Sunday and get back in, because that may be too large of a change. Our bodies are amazing, fearfully and wonderfully made, but and they adjust, but not that quickly. So you will need rest if you exercise for 5 days, especially if you're not physically active. So what may be a better goal would be to start small, exercise 1 day a week, or you can start walking. That's one of my favorite topics. Obviously, you can start walking 30 minutes a day or 15 minutes a day and build your way up to where 5 days a week at the gym is what you need to maintain your healthy lifestyle. So people fall off, not because they don't want to change, but because they've made changes that may not be feasible at the time.
I gotcha. So you made a great point, because what you're telling our listening audience is don't set yourself up for failure.
Right.
Don't set yourself up to take on more than you can right now, particularly if you're going from a sedentary lifestyle to being active. So, we're not going to run that, half marathon this first month.
Right.
So we should start small and start, doing the little things we can do that we know that we can stick to, and then build from there. And I love that, because it lets us know that forward progress doesn't have to be compared to anyone else.
No.
It doesn't have to look like anyone else. We just have to, do what works for us and build on that. And it's something that I really equate with spiritual life. You talk about living your best life and being able to go and have fun with your friends, or play with your grandkids, or be able to get up in the morning and not have those aches and pains. And I think about, in our spiritual walk, when we accept Christ, it's an opportunity for us to have all of those things. But if we don't exercise daily with Him,
Right.
we're not going to be able to experience those things. And we may not be able to experience the joy and the peace and the contentment that He promises, because we don't exercise by reading our Word and by meditating on Him. So it's quite equivalent for our folks out there in the listening audience. Just as we exercise daily with Christ, we should exercise daily with our health, and we'll receive those benefits. So I appreciate that. Thank you for that explanation. Another thing that I know we can mention right here is about the benefits of exercising daily. We talked about, actually being able to move more and being active more and enjoying more, but there are also some mental health benefits as well.
Yes, there are. Walking does a lot of, there's a lot of positive benefits, the same as you would get out of a group session, or maybe some medications that people may take for depression. But what it basically does is just increase dopamine levels in your brain, and it gives you a sense of achievement. So if you set a goal for 30 minutes and you walk 30 minutes, at the end of that, you're feeling great. You probably feel like you can do a lot of things, and that's because you've achieved something, and your body is rewarding you because it wants you to do those things again. That's how our bodies are made. When we do something amazing, we're rewarded, we feel great, and that's a mental thing. And when we do something bad, like people eat those really heavy meals on Thanksgiving, which are wonderful. I don't want to discourage anybody, but then we feel really tired afterwards, and we need a nap, and maybe we don't do anything for the rest of the day or the rest of the next day. All that food is still sitting, and it's heavy. And I know it's tradition, but it's also your body telling you, like, this does not make me feel good. This is not what I want. So if we listen to our bodies, we can get those mental benefits. Another benefit that I've talked about is the social support. So going on a health journey with someone else, it can be walking, or it could be, nutrition. Me and my friends did a smoothie cleanse together, and we held each other to that. And it was a supportive group to say, you can do it. We have 3 more days, or think about all the benefits. And that's proven to work. Same as social support groups or AA groups, just, coming and speaking, not even necessarily sharing advice, but just sharing your experiences and being able to touch and agree on those experiences with other people produces the same benefits of, achievement, and you can do it and feeling positive.
That's great. So you told us that it might help for us to get an accountability partner, someone
Yes.
to go on the journey with us. So when we get discouraged, they can lift us up. One of the verses that I like so much talks about when you have a person with you, walking with you along on that journey, you can help each other. And so we know that when we have someone to help us, it can motivate us and encourage us in those times when we're not feeling as motivated or as encouraged. And you've also mentioned how, we should think about health not so much as disease prevention, but as health promotion.
Right.
So think about really just how great we feel and this sense of achievement that we have because we went out and did this thing, very similar to volunteerism. For the folks in our listening audience, which is one of the reasons why I volunteer with CON and why I volunteer with other organizations that I'm affiliated with, because it does make you feel good. So that's, we can think about it like that. Health promotion versus disease prevention. Did you want to talk more about that?
I can, especially in regard to programs that people may be familiar with. So the WalkWise program that they've done at a few churches, and they're doing it at Haddock's Church now, is health promotion. Health promotion focus on not always an individual effort, but an effort that you can make, that you can take control of. And Monica Joyner there had this slogan she was doing for the year for the church that was like, take it by force. And that's really what it is. It's empowerment for you and your community to take control of your own health and promoting that, and then allowing resources to come into the community that help you with that. Disease prevention, which is not bad, it's also good. It's just a different effort. It's more concentrated and prescribed on a very specific chronic disease like MDPP or the Minority Diabetes Prevention Program that y'all probably, I don't know if you know Ranita Jones, but she teaches one at IGCC. And I just met a member, and she's a part of the CON network, so that's great. So she wants to start WalkWise, but the MDPP program is a very concentrated effort to reach minorities who have prediabetes, which means that your numbers aren't quite where you have diabetes, but you have all the risk factors as far as your blood sugar, your weight, and your family history. And that is a very concentrated effort to change your lifestyle so that you do not develop diabetes. So that's disease prevention, where, WalkWise is more primary and saying you can change, your life and your community. And that's really the community, because once people see other people walking, they're more encouraged to walk. And then when people drive through that community, they like, this is a healthy and vibrant community that walks. I would like a community like this. And then we grow and we thrive, and on and on and on, in a positive circle.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So let's talk resources. You've mentioned two already. Mm-hmm. You talked about the Intergenerational Center, which is located in West Greenville. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like folks can go to the Intergenerational Center and learn about or get some sort of testing to see where they are with their diabetes, and then perhaps get some resources to help them prevent it. Is that true, or how does that work?
It was true. See, MDPP comes out in cycles. So the first year is just finishing up, and they have a small cohort of about 15 to 20. So they'll be recruiting now, so stay on the lookout, because they'll have most likely a day of recruitment at Carver Branch Library, and then they have it at IGCC, and they may have one at 3rd Street. So if you pay attention and look at the flyers there will be recruitment, and then you can also go to the health department or contact Ranita with West Greenville Health Council, and they're online, and she's very reachable.
Very good. Mm-hmm. And so you also mentioned about WalkWise, which I know is something that you are bringing to the church community in Pitt County. And tell us if it's in other counties or if it's just in Pitt. And then tell us about the program and how churches can get involved.
WalkWise NC is actually from Pennsylvania. And it, I hope it's not Philadelphia. I may have gotten the origins wrong on that, but either way, it was really developed for an urban city that many are able to walk in. And Pitt County is not as walkable as a very large city, because we're surrounded by very rural municipalities, and then we have some areas of Greenville that are walkable or not. So we had to change it a bit. And our change is that we're challenging groups to walk 150 minutes for 8 weeks. That's enough to count for physical activity, to get all the benefits of physical activity, not exercise. Now, those are different. Exercise is like prescribed amount of time to reach a very specific result, but physical activity just for health is the goal of WalkWise. Several groups have done it. I think the seniors at Koinonia, some groups in West Greenville, groups in Falkland. So we try and reach out wherever you can, because that's what walking is supposed to be. It's supposed to be easy, and you can do it wherever you can. It is a bit cold outside right now, but where is it very warm? Inside your house. So WalkWise promotes that you get your steps or your minutes in every day, so that weekly you have 150 minutes, or that you at least try to progress, even if you can only do 5 minutes, to work your way up to doing 30 minutes a day. And that, including the social support, is proven to get people walking and keep them walking for a longer period of time.
Great. So groups such as churches can contact you, enroll in this WalkWise program. You'll give them some goodies and some incentives.
Yes.
And they
yes.
can achieve their goal of walking that 150 minutes, is
Yes.
it? Okay.
Yes, sorry, I forgot to mention the incentives. There are incentives at the end of each week, and they're not very large and extravagant things. That's not what always pushes us to do the right thing, but they are things to make walking easier. For example, it's cold right now, so there may be like fleece ear bands or pocket warmers so that you can get your walk in and come back inside where it's warm and feel your sense of achievement. So the prizes at the end of each week, and then there's a T-shirt at the end that has a community quote or a quote on the back. I think the one right now says, Lord, I don't want to misquote it. I think it's, you don't deserve anything you didn't sweat for. And that's by Marian Wright Edelman. And that's a very good quote because people, will start, in January, maybe give up by February because they maybe haven't lost, any weight, but they didn't work really hard for it at 1 month, work very hard at it every day.
Absolutely. So if folks want to learn more about WalkWise, if they want to learn more about the programs that you guys are doing over at Vidant, how can they do that?
You can contact me at, should I spell it out? TIERA.B as in boy, EALE at Vidant Health, or I'm very reachable by phone at 252-847-0408. Now, I am out and about, but if you leave me a message, I will get back to you. You can also reach out on the Pitt Partners for Health Facebook page. Everyone should like that page. Just, by the way, invite your friends. There's usually good information on there, and I share the pages of other organizations. If you just want to reach out and ask me to share your page or comment on it or drive people to it, then I can do that as well.
Great. So we want folks to get out and get walking, get healthy, do those things that make us feel good about ourselves and also will help us to live better lives. It's a great opportunity to have Tiara here, whose dedicated focus is to get out into the community and really help us be healthier people and individuals. And your church group can get involved. Any other groups, I assume, can also participate?
Yes, children as well. 3rd Street has done it, and Grifton Elementary School also participates in WalkWise. So any age we can tailor it because, of course, anybody can participate in physical activity. So
absolutely. So this is a great opportunity in 2019 to take advantage of these resources and do something for your health. So we're almost out of time, but I would like you, if you could, give us 3 things that we can do today to improve our health.
Today. Well, I would say number 1 is don't wait until tomorrow.
That is perfect. I love that.
Don't wait until tomorrow. Start today. Number 2 would be to listen to your body. Even if you're not going to the doctor or your one appointment is next year, listen to your body. Your body knows what you need. And if you listen to it, you will know that you need to walk, you need to drink water, and you need to eat healthy. Do the things that make you feel good. So then I need, one more? Mm-hmm. One more, I would have to say is walk.
I love it. I love it.
Walk. Just, start walking today, even in the house, while somebody calls you on the phone, during commercial breaks. That's the easiest thing that you can start doing and the easiest thing to maintain over a lifetime.
Great. So one more time, give your contact information if folks want to get in contact with you.
Okay, we'll do phone number. You can reach me at 252-847-0408. or by email at tiara.beal, that's B as in boy, EALE, at vidanthealth.com.
Wonderful. So this has been a great talk today, talking about health and talking about your health is your wealth, and understanding that just like we exercise our spiritual health and meditating on the Word and meditating on God, we also need to do the same with our bodies and understanding, listening to those bodies and doing the things that it needs to help it operate and function the way that it should. So we've had a great opportunity to talk about several programs. We talked about WalkWise, that folks can come together in groups and really exercise and get those minutes in for healthy activity. so that they can start on the right track in 2019. We've talked about some disease prevention programs that are also out there. But most importantly, we just want to open the door to let folks know that we have resources in this area to help you with your health. So, Tiara, we are so happy that you were able to come and talk with us and bless us today. This has been a great opportunity.
No, thank you for having me. I'm always happy to talk about health. If we were talking about physical activity, we would have had to really do some, but we won't do it today.
I love it. I love it. See, we should have done some physical activity,
done something.
But it's okay because I've participated with you on the Walkwise program.
Yes, you did. Thank you.
And it was great to get out and meet some other people that I didn't know, take advantage of some of the park systems here in Greenville, and really just get motivated about being healthy. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Do you have anything coming up in the near future that you want to announce out to folks to tell them?
I don't have much coming up. Walkwise is as needed, but I'll really do a big push in the spring for that. Pitt Partners for Health, if you're interested in being involved, or at least just coming to network and find out what resources you can take back to your group or to your church. Those meetings are always the second Thursday of the month. My dates are always wrong, so I won't give you a date, but it's definitely the second Thursday at 8:30, and those details will be posted very soon on the Pitt Partners for Health page.
Great. Tiara, thank you for joining us today. We have appreciated hearing about health and how we can be healthier.